let's make lemonade. Okay, let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
Six!
It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you along. And Willis Land Rover is the place you want to go to save up to $5,000 off remaining 2025 models with fresh Land Rover inventory arriving weekly. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, leave your comments in the comment section. You can always call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm Travis Justice, the man with me, because he was screaming so much during that UConn game last night, the gravelly voice, Ross Peterson.
515-517-2303 if you'd like to get your freak on this morning.
I got chills, man. I would pay $5.99 a minute for that voice right now.
I wish that were something I were doing with an effect. It's not. I feel great. I have no idea where this came from. Last night, I was talking to Audrey. We were getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm starting to lose my voice. And then I sent you a message. I'm like, hey, I think something's going on with my voice. I'll be there. I feel great. But yeah, so be ready for some Barry White this morning.
Oh, man, you went full Barry White right there.
Yeah, like that?
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
That is sexy. You could make a lot of money with that.
How about it? The best when Barry White just goes, oh. He wasn't even hiding it. Like, other guys tried to hide it. Other guys would try to sneak the sex in. Barry White started the song by going, oh.
And that's why it became so popular. Do they still do, I don't know the answer to this, and people are going to go, come on, Trav, you know the answer to this. I don't know this. Do they still do like 1-900 lines to where you can chat? Or is it just like
OnlyFans, right?
It's just OnlyFans where you can like video chat, which I would never do that. Ever.
Why? What do you mean?
Video chat with an OnlyFans girl? I would never like, hey, let's watch each other. There's a difference between being on the phone and like doing this, right? I don't know.
What a weird line to draw. I don't know.
I've got to draw. I've drawn the line. The line.
I'll be honest. To me, they seem like the same thing. I'm like, well, wouldn't the video enhance the experience a little bit?
Did I ever tell you my 1-900 number experience?
I think you've told me, but like, wasn't it something like you did it in college and it showed up on your parents' bill or something?
Well, no, what happened was, I'm living alone. I'm up there off of Merle Hay Road somewhere, and you're 21 years old. You're a lonely guy. You're like, oh man, I'll call the 900 number. And I only did it like maybe once or twice, right? But what happens is they started sending like pamphlets and leaflets, and they would send you junk mail, right?
You gave him your address?
No, I think what happened was the credit card company probably accessed.
Oh, that makes sense.
You give your data up.
Yeah,
well, I moved to Wisconsin, and all my mail gets forwarded to my mom's house. So my mom's getting inundated with all this XXX stuff, and she's like, "Hey, I'm getting some really weird mail here." I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry about that, Mom. Don't mean to freak you out a little bit. Don't call, Mom. Don't call. It's going to cost you a lot of money.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't one of the more prouder moments of my life, but, you live and you learn.
That's right.
What'd you use your Discover card for? Well, let me talk to you about that.
Just to give you an idea of what Travis and I were both like at 19, okay? Travis was calling 1-900 numbers.
I was 21.
I was making prank calls with my friends. We would call like 800 numbers and see how much we could laugh by I mean, just ridiculous. 12-year-old sophomoric humor. Couldn't get a girl, so why not hang around with your buddies in the basement and make prank phone calls and laugh about it?
Because you can't even make prank phone calls anymore, right? I mean,
we were right at that time where they would like the *67 thing was where they could basically call you back.
Yeah.
That was when it was like, oh, this isn't fun anymore.
I mean, there's no phone book anymore. You can just randomly pick up dial a number and make a prank phone call. And if you're calling somebody on your cell phone, they're usually in your contact list, and they've got you. It's like, oh, Ross Peterson is calling me. And and right now, if my phone doesn't recognize the number, it goes straight to a Google Voice. Like I've got this digital personal assistant that will screen the call where you got to say, hey, this is John from New Jersey calling.
And I don't want to be a jerk, but so does everybody with an iPhone.
That's great.
Your iPhone comes with my newest update does that automatically. And the other day I got a phone call from Flag, but I was on a call. And so I hit the little button like, I'll call you later. Well, it sent him to my automated voicemail. And all I got, the translation it had on my phone was a bunch of stars and is that. So basically Flag answered it, and all it picked up was, the fuck is that?
Can you change the settings in your phone to let it print out what the profanities are? Because when I'll do a text, it will automatically take the F and then it'll say F, then star, star, star. I'm like, you can type this out. The person on the other end is not going to be offended by seeing the F word. I don't know if there's a setting in your phone you can change that or not.
I remember that would auto correct for me, and I'm like, I've never written the word ducking in my life. Never have I ever had to use the word ducking.
Oh, we should create the app. Hey, if you want your stuff to be fully typed out when you text it, this app will do it. Then Apple will just come in and say, oh, we can do that real quick. We'll just, all you have to do is adjust the setting.
Oh my gosh, hold on. Austin. Growing up, we called the WWF line to talk to wrestlers.
I didn't know there was such a thing. Was that a 900 number? Hey, this is Bret the Hitman Hart.
Was it a recording that you got?
That's interesting.
Because here's the deal. Austin, I don't want to burst your bubble. If it was a real wrestler you were talking to, it wasn't the real wrestler. It was just some guy that could sound like that wrestler.
Let me tell you, brother. This is the Hulkster.
Yeah. You've been saying your prayers and eating your vitamins?
Okay, hold on.
Oh, totally recordings, Austin says. That's kind of cool.
The WWE, formerly the WWF, famously used a call-in hotline service during the late 80s and 90s, commonly known as the WWF Superstar Line. The concept was a 900 number that allowed fans to hear exclusive pre-recorded messages from wrestlers, backstage gossip, news updates, and sometimes interactive trivia games. The cost was notoriously expensive, costing money per minute, often over $1 for the first minute, and frequently resulted in massive phone bills for parents. Key personalities on those phone calls. Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh, boy, Mean Gene. In fact, Mike wrote in and said it was called Mean Gene's Hotline.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan was on there. The Ultimate Warrior was on there.
He was a weird dude.
All wrestlers are weird dudes.
Yeah, it's a good point. Solid.
But where they hooked you, it wasn't the recorded message. You wanted to know the storylines, right? So they would tease you with, "Hey, I got some upcoming breaking news, brother. Hold on, real second. Let me tell you about the True American.
Yeah.
Hold on for a second. And by the time you're 5-10 minutes in, that's a $10 phone call. If you called that daily, so now the WWE has replaced the hotline with texting services for breaking news. Interesting.
So you'd get the behind the scenes gossip. So they'd leak the little story like Hulk, let me tell you something, brother. You know who the biggest commie is of all? It's that Canadian Bret Hart. Now that I've slayed Nikolai Volkov.
That's who I'm thinking of, Nikolai Volkov, because I'm thinking, okay, I know the Iron Sheik.
I
but
took down the Sheik. I took down Russia. And now I'm coming for Canada, brother.
Besides the big names like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, Andre, if I were to say, give me a wrestler that you remember that never really made it big time. Like, it was popular, but never big.
Would Junkyard Dog or Superfly Jimmy Snuka? Would either one of those qualify for that?
Those qualify. Mine was Big Boss Man. For some reason, from Fulton County, Georgia, welcome the Big Boss Man.
He was a jerk. He made cops look like meanies.
He did. I know that.
How about Sergeant Slaughter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Junkyard Dog, his song was called Grab Them Cakes. Grab them cakes. Grab them cakes.
He was a good guy, right? Well, he never turned bad, I don't think.
Yeah, Junkyard Dog. And then Coco Beware.
Yeah.
Coco Beware would have the parakeet, and he'd come out and he'd do the dancing and the flying. He was fun.
You know who was dancing and flying last night was UConn. If that is
Look
the
at that
definition,
transition, folks. Did you see that? Oh, did you see that?
Just
this guy.
Stacy.
That was classic.
Thank you. I try. We're all about class here on the Rush Radio Show. We teach the youngsters every day. But if you want the definition of March Madness, and there's been some incredible games. Man. What we watched in the Elite Eight game yesterday between Duke and UConn was unbelievable. Duke up 19 in the first half, Ross. They had a 10-point lead with 6 minutes to go, and UConn is just one of those teams that won't go away. And that last play, man, if you're Caden Boozer and you're trying to go over the top of a double team and you see Braylon Mullins pull up from 35 and it was nothing but net, wow. That will be, I promise you this, that shot will be in one shining moment.
You think? It's just such an improbable situation. I mean, it's Duke. The UConn part of it is one thing. Like, yeah, you got a team there that's really good, that has been there, has gotten to the Final Four. They know how to. They can win basketball games. You're playing against Duke. All they had to do was hold the ball. Now, let me ask you, Travis, is that how much of that goes on to the coach? I mean, because again, strategy-wise, they just have to inbound the ball, and then eventually UConn's going to foul, and then we start to play that game. Can't get a backcourt violation. Shot clock is completely off. You've got under 10 seconds. All you have to do is hold the ball and wait to be fouled.
Is it on John Shire? I think
no,
at the end of the day,
it's a little bit of both. It's not quite the Fred Hoiberg thing.
It's a valid question what you're asking. Because Shire talked about he was going to get a timeout. Well, I would have waited to be fouled. I don't think you needed to call a timeout. You wait to be fouled. Ross, you can cover situations. I mean, let's use baseball as an example. How many times are situations covered in practice all the time? You go through situations. You can't make your players. You can coach it all you want. Players still get to play and make mistakes. Yep. So you can say, sure, John Shire may bear some of the brunt of this. And he was very quick last night, and rightfully so, to say, hey, the reason we lost that game wasn't just that one play. Let's not forget there were a series of mistakes, of poor play, of UConn just doing the right things to erase a double-digit deficit with 10 minutes to go. So, but to me, and it happens to one of the Boozer twins, it's not like those guys haven't produced all year. It's just when he tried to go over the, I mean, you got two guys in your face. You try to go over the top. You're like, what are you doing? Take the foul. Go to the foul line. They still got to go 90 feet the other way. But it's moments like that that make this tournament what it is. I did not expect it. And now I've got to ask it, is UConn, they're not, according to the sports books, but UConn might be the favorite if you think about it.
Oh.
Danny Hurley has not lost a Sweet 16 game or later. Once he gets to the Sweet 16 game, that guy wins. And they
have not been the most dominant team of the.
Not even close.
If you're asking me if they're the favorite for this Final Four, no, I don't care that they've been there. I think they can beat Illinois, and that puts them into the final, and you're real close there. But Michigan and Arizona have been amazing, man, amazing, and they're destroying teams.
Arizona looks so good. Michigan looks so.
Michigan's beating everybody by 20 or 30, dude. Listen to the Michigan games here. Have you seen this? Michigan wins 101-80, 95-72, 90-77, and 95-62. That's their victories on the way to the Final Four, Trav. They've destroyed the teams they've played. Now, so is Arizona. Arizona doubled up Long Island. They beat Utah State by 12. They beat Arkansas by 20. They beat Purdue by 15. And these two teams are rolling. And so, yeah,
I'm kind of bummed they're playing in the first Final Four.
UConn won last night, but I don't look at that and go, oh my God, they're all of a sudden the favorite to win this thing. They're not playing. Michigan and Arizona are on a different level right now. Will that be the case next weekend? I don't know. We'll see. I'm pulling for Illinois to beat UConn.
So am I.
And not a Big Ten, not a Big Ten thing. Just I don't really like Hurley.
I get that. He's one of those polarizing figures, right? But UConn's a great story. If they were to win the national title, they'd be the first time since UCLA back in the late 60s, early 70s to win 3 national titles in a 4-year period. To me, I could look at it. Am I an Illinois fan? No. Mine probably is. If I'm going to have a team get to the title, I would like to see Michigan and Illinois in the title. I'd like to see an all Big Ten title. I think that'd be fun. Brad Underwood's growing on me. Brad Underwood for a long time kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but he's growing on me, really? And I don't know why that is.
That's like I was going to ask why.
Yeah, I don't know. He just one of those guys that at first I'm like, man, I don't know, but maybe it was the quote the other day when he goes, I'm just an old JUCO guy. I drove a bus to you forget where people came from. And maybe it's that rags to riches story. But I thought Iowa was going to have them beat. Man, they're up at halftime. That was a good game. I like the Iowa game. Disappointed they got beat. I was in David City, Nebraska, Ross, on Saturday night, and I do want to give a shout out to those people because I'm emceeing an event, and they knew how important that game was to me. They set me up with a monitor at my table so I could watch the Iowa game. And then we had to switch gyms. And I'm like, well, I shouldn't bring it in there for the big thing. They actually brought it in, placed it on the stage so I could be on the stage. I had everybody thinks you got one of those help monitors where it's like, oh, I can see the slideshow. No, I'm watching the game. And then the priest, because it's a Catholic event, stops to do the prayer. Well, they forgot they had all you could hear was Kevin Harlan in the background. Over to Fulgaris. No, it wouldn't be Fulgaris because that guy didn't play in the second half.
He didn't play. 9 minutes the whole game. Not a bucket.
How does that happen?
Got 2 shots off. He's your most impactful player up to that point, and he plays 9 minutes and gets off 2 shots. Man, credit Illinois. They made the plays. Illinois was the better team. I worried when Iowa got up early, man. Just like against Nebraska, it was the exact opposite. Iowa got down early, and I said, hey, this is okay. Because in basketball, you get the momentum. In basketball, being down early can be a good thing because you're going to come back. The other team's going to start gripping. That's going to happen eventually. Hawks got up early against Illinois. I said the same thing. I'm like, hey, this could be bad.
Because it was, 12-2, that it was 16-6?
Yeah, it's way early. The ball's going to start bouncing. The shots are going to start falling. The game's going to get closer. Illinois is not just going to roll over, and that momentum's going to be a scary thing. And that happened throughout the game. Illinois was the better team. And I think Ben McCollum has done an amazing job. I've said it all year long of keeping his players in a position to win games when Talent-wise, they shouldn't have been in a lot of those games, right? I could not figure out the Fulgaris thing. And I don't know if it was because we're getting destroyed on the boards, man. Getting destroyed on the boards. And everybody, you can see it. Everybody's talking about it. And I couldn't, that didn't make any sense to me. And I have not heard if Ben McCollum talked about it at all, about why Fulgaris played such limited minutes.
I mean, because the reason they were able to advance through most of this NCAA tournament is you had all those guys. Fulgaris was a huge part of that, right? Yeah. I mean, when Iowa struggled at times during the year was when those guys disappeared. We said it after they beat Nebraska. You need all 5 guys. You need 6, 7 guys. Everybody needs to step up. And then Fulgaris, you're right, 0 for 2, 9 minutes. And you're like, where did that happen? There are no moral victories. I get that. I'm not claiming moral victory here. And we're going to get more into Iowa and Iowa State and what the expectations are a little bit later on in the show. But, Ross, what I was happy about, even in a defeat, they showed like they belong there, right? You could say some of those teams, Tennessee, even though it beat Iowa State yesterday, is taking on Michigan. You're like, boy, this is ugly. You're getting the crap beat out of you. Arizona taking in its win, in its Elite Eight win. You're like, they're just embarrassing these teams. It wasn't an embarrassing game. It was a good game. It was fun to watch. That was just, you didn't have enough horses. And I sat there and went, you know what? Say what you want about Iowa. If they were a Cinderella, they didn't embarrass themselves in a key time in front of a lot of people. And you're like, people saw what the culture was about. And I think what that system is about. So my key takeaway was disappointed they lost, but man, they showed they belong. They had every right to be there.
Listen, future's bright, man. Future's really, really bright for Hawkeye basketball. I'm more excited about Hawkeye basketball than I have been maybe in my lifetime right now. Made an Elite Eight run after a Sweet 16 run after changing your coach and having the bubble be the expectation. It's a fantastic season. Made an Elite Eight run.
Think about that. A year ago, they fire Fran McCaffrey, hire Ben McCollum. You lose Josh Dix. You lose Peyton Sanford. You lose Owen Freeman. And you're like, okay, it's going to be a rebuilding. You bring over a bunch of guys from Drake. You expect. I remember a year ago, we're like, what's the expectation? Man, if you get to the NCAA tournament, you've exceeded those expectations.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd feel good, wouldn't it, as a Hawkeye fan, to have a season where you were on the bubble and made the NCAA tournament in the first year with the new coach, trying to turn things around. I think that, the national projection of Iowa, and maybe I'm seeing this as I'm definitely seeing this as a Hawkeye fan, but seeing Ben McCollum in those post-game interviews saying things like, hey, if you're a tough kid, this is the place for you. If you're a guy that likes yourself too much, this isn't the place for you. And then that stuff being repeated and having some legs, I hope that means it has an impact in the transfer portal and in recruiting. I think he's got a good young class coming. Things feel like they're in a great position for Hawkeye basketball right now.
515-517-2303. Let's go to the phones. That's where Bus is. Bus, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on?
Morning, boys. I'm sitting in my truck at the bus barn, so I got to keep this short. I got to get ready for rolling out. On the Fulgaris limited minutes, I told my wife right away when he came out second time. The first time he was put in, he didn't go after a couple rebounds, got ripped by Ben, right? Because that occurred. They were rebounds that occurred right in front of the Iowa bench. He just kind of stood there and got ripped and turned the ball over. So they pulled him, and I thought, okay, here's your chance to reset. They went on and played a little while. They put him back in, and he immediately got manhandled inside. And then when Iowa got a rebound, he had the ball in his hands coming up the floor and got stripped from behind for his second turnover.
And upset about that.
And they pulled him out. And so that was 2 turnovers and 2 times on the floor, and clearly wasn't doing. Now, let's be honest, Illinois manhandled us inside. Yeah. That was obvious. Yeah. So it wasn't just him. And it wasn't just Fulgaris. I mean, it was amazing that we were only down 4 with 2 minutes to go. So kudos to Ben and all that. Yeah, but at any rate, it was clear that Fulgaris was not up for the physical contact inside, and then he made 2 turnovers almost immediately when he got put in. And I get it. We can debate whether he should have been given another chance. And I know, post game, Fulgaris felt terrible that Ben felt like Fulgaris wasn't ready to go. But that's more to talk about down the road. But at any rate, great season. I think when you look at the Michigan game to finish the regular season and the tourney run, just amazing what Ben was able to do with this lineup and how he and the staff and the players were able to stay in games where they were clearly outmanned on the boards and stuff. So, all right. So thanks, fellas.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks,
the
boss.
show.
Go get 'em,
Gotta
bud.
roll out.
Drive safe, brother.
Bye.
Keep those kiddos safe.
Thanks. Yep.
515-517-2303 is the number to call if you want to participate in the show. Hey, one of downtown Des Moines' coolest spots right now, that would be the Empire. Start your morning with fresh coffee drinks, made-to-order breakfast sandwiches, then swing back for lunch favorites like Chicago beef, flatbreads, or chicken pot pie. And the Empire has one hell of a happy hour. Buy one, get one free beer, wine, and cocktails from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. Perfect for after-work drinks or dinner with friends. The Empire keeps things fast, fresh, and affordable. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank and Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Brendan Santone here for Willis Cadillac. I'm bringing in March with some decent weather and some great deals on some 25s. We have two 25 XT5s left in stock, as well as two 25 Cadillac Lyrics available. Low APR, as well as great lease deals on all these vehicles. Come get one before they're gone. Stop in and see us over in Clive at Willis Cadillac, online at williscadillac.com, or just give us a shout.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Do you need new floors? Iowa Floor Covering in Bondurant has you covered with carpet, hardwood floors, tile, luxury vinyl, and more, plus expert sales and installation you can trust. That's Iowa Floor Covering. Good people, great floors. Visit iowafloorcovering.com today. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. You got a little smile on your face. What are you smiling about?
I'm looking at a fun one. I love seeing these old names that bring back fun memories. I just saw a headline that the Tigers rookie Kevin McGonigal, the headline is lives up to the hype with 4 hits in Major League Baseball debut. But the interesting thing is he is the third youngest, 21-year-old rookie, had 4 hits in his Major League debut. He becomes the third youngest player with 4 or more hits on opening day. Second youngest is Delino DeShields Jr., who did it in 1990. And in that same year, Ken Griffey Jr., at 20 years, 139 days, had 4 hits on opening day. A sign of things to come.
Did you watch any baseball over the week? I full disclosure, I didn't watch any baseball whatsoever.
Just a tiny bit sitting in the room with Dad. You know what I mean? But that was about it. Not much, dude. You know what we watched a little bit that was on because we only had access to the regular channels. We watched some women's college volleyball, or not women's college volleyball,
softball,
women's professional volleyball. Have you seen professional volleyball? And even Dad's like, this is crazy.
Dude, we have 2 teams over in Omaha. We have 2 professional teams. Yeah, so we have the Omaha Supernovas, which is they get the most people. They put about 14,000 in there for their matches, and we have the LOVB, which is probably a higher end, but they're not marketed as well. That's the crazy thing. The better team that has like 2 Olympians on it, they get maybe 4,000 or 5,000 for their matches. The one that market spends a bunch of money, and they were first in market, get like 14,000. I'm not joking.
That's why, dude. And you know this, Travis. I'm speaking to the choir on this, but like the athleticism is off the charts. And then, like when you go down to watch the Wolves games, and I've tried to tell people, if you go to a Wolves game, get as close to the court as you can, because you can't understand how fast and big these guys are. They're all 6'9". They're huge. They don't look human. They're enormous. They're a different species. And then you watch these women's volleyball players, and it's the same. With rare exception, they're all about 6'5", 6'6", and they're very athletic. It is fun to watch. So anyway, that was just. You this. I don't know
I like where you're going here, because I do want to. People always ask about. They're like, oh, we need a WNBA team or whatever. Do you think? Where I live, volleyball's huge. In Nebraska, volleyball is massive. Would a profession, and I don't think you need 14,000, but if you could consistently draw 5,000 to 6,000 for women's professional volleyball, do you think Central Iowa could do that?
Yes.
I don't disagree with you.
Travis, here's what makes me think so. Remember when we were playing wheelchair basketball?
Yeah. There
was a volleyball tournament going on. Volleyball is incredibly popular with young girls. I mean, from preteen all the way through high school, it's insanely popular right now. I think if you had a team like that, you would draw a lot of those girls that are participating in that sport right now. They'd be interested in that because they'd see it be done at a really high level.
You need the right, the Casey Center is probably too big, and Chris Conley could correct me more on this, because you'd have to close off probably the upper deck. Omaha's lucky enough to where we have 3 arenas outside of the CH. So we have the CHI Center that seats, 17,000, let's say, but we have 3 other arenas that seat right around that 8, and those are perfect arenas for that. But
maybe Knapp Center, maybe I'm trying to think of some other venues. I did reach out to Chris this weekend, by the way. And I can't be the only one. Yeah. I can't be the only one. Dude, when the horn mishap was happening in the arena, the first guy I thought of was Connolly. I'm like, because that's a nightmare for a guy like Chris Connolly. That's an absolute, this is a fever
Your
dream.
reputation is on the line with the NCAA.
Yep. Yeah.
Did he get back to you?
I just wrote to him and I said, here, I'll try to find it real quickly. Yeah, he did. Because I just said to him basically like, oh my God, dude, I'm thinking of you right now because I can't imagine what this would be like. And he wrote back and just said, I said, are you having a fever dream right now? What a nightmare. Can't get the horn off? And he said, absolutely awful, not fun. So he was living vicariously, if that's the right word, through those people of like, oh, this is a nightmare. And quite frankly, that should be. The NCAA should look at that and go, we're not coming back here. You guys can't figure out how to shut off a horn for 7 minutes? And then, Travis, when Kevin Harlan comes on, he's like, they've disconnected the horn, but it's still going. Well, then you have not disconnected. That's not how horns work. It's not like, well, once it runs out of gas, it'll stop. No, you disconnected the wrong thing. That was when I heard that, I'm like, oh, they're guessing.
See, I didn't know it was the horn,
but it's still going off. No, you didn't.
I didn't know it was. So I'm emceeing this event, right? So I have the monitor, but I don't have the audio up. So all I know is there's like a 7-8 minute stoppage of play, and when they went to a wide shot, I'm like, oh my God, they lost the scoreboard, because if you see the scoreboard, it was all black. It was like remember that scene from Forrest Gump when he's on the mall, when the guy's just putting everything in the patchwork to try to get the microphone back on.
Oh yeah.
I did. That's what I picture. Is like, just plug stuff in, plug it in, see what works.
You know, they were panicking behind the scenes. 7 minutes. That had to feel like an eternity. That had to feel like an hour for the people working on it. And it's not an exaggeration. Irish says we were in the lower level and could barely hear the horn. Wow, I'm surprised by that. This is another one, Trav. I want to go back to this one. Captain Kirk Cox says, silly Ross and Travis. Volleyball kids and parents can't attend games. They're already attending tournaments in another location.
He's not wrong.
I want to thank AJ, too, because AJ said, I need to get a medicine ball from Starbucks. AJ, thank you. I'm going to do, because my dad wants Starbucks for breakfast. So I'm going to take Starbucks up to him, and that'll be an easy one for me. Medicine ball.
You know what you can, that, or you could coat the back of your throat with a Core Power 26 grams of protein from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Puts a nice milky coat on the back of your throat, loads you up with the protein that you get during the day. It's a high protein shake with your vitamin D, your calcium, your iron, your potassium, your vitamin A. It's a great way to start the day, make you feel full till lunchtime. Core Power from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Yeah, 7 minutes of what this?
Just nonstop, dude. Well, not even hitting. I mean, that sounds more like an air raid siren when it's stopping and going.
It's
like
the closest thing I have got to a horn, but
yeah, but that. I'm surprised that it wasn't more annoying, because you could see like kids holding their ears. I'm surprised it wasn't more annoying in the arena. Another cool thing. When I was at the VA this weekend, Smokey D's Barbecue. Yesterday, I'm there, and I got there after lunch, and Dad told me that Smokey D's Barbecue had delivered a bunch of food up to the VA for those guys, and I thought that was super duper
cool.
It was
super cool,
huge hit among the vets. So,
and by the way, it's not just
Smokey D's.
It's not just the taste of the food, but it's like it's a sense of gratitude, right? It's like, man, thanks for thinking of us. You know, that is really cool.
Tyler, I did have Taco Casa. Tyler asked me, did you have Taco Casa? Yeah, I did, brother. 2 hard shells, 2 soft shells, habanero, and a mild.
Man, now you're making me hungry. I'm not ready to eat yet. That's why I'm having the Core Power.
Listen, Trav, Taco Casa, no tasty tacos. I don't know if it's what I grew up on or what it is. Tasty Tacos is the best taco in the world to me. And then, and Tyler says Taco Casa is his favorite taco joint ever. So it's good. It was good, but I'm a Tasty Tacos man myself.
Yeah, I try to avoid, best food ever. I get a lot of people reach out to me, and I have no problem, but people are like, give me your best place to eat in Italy. I'm like, well, hold on. It's going to be different for everybody. It's like I can send you to a restaurant. They're like, where should we eat? And I always, my reply is, eat where you want to eat, because there's 8 million restaurants in Florence alone, and I'm exaggerating with the 8 million, but you're not going to go wrong. Even if it's closer to the city center where it looks like a tourist attraction, it's going to taste good. Just find something you like.
And now lots of people coming at me with that Taco Tico garbage. Get out of here. You're trolling. Mel drove by Williams Stadium 3 minutes ago, and the Grandview boys are out practicing football. Basketball is so over.
It is. It's spring football time. Gotta love the spring football. Gotta get your workouts in.
You gotta love having spring football when it's 80 degrees out. Like, the guys aren't freezing. They are out there right now loving life.
So, basketball is over, but it's just getting started. And let's talk about Iowa and Iowa State. And the expectation for Iowa State is the Sweet 16, Elite Eight. Sure, they got beat by Tennessee, but when you're without Joshua Jefferson, you get, I can go, you're missing Jefferson. That's a big deal, right? But with Iowa now, what is the expectation, Ross? Was it too much too soon? Because guess what? You get to the Elite Eight, winning's a drug. And people, should we expect a Sweet 16 run by the Iowa Hawkeyes every year now? Should we say, hey, you got to the Elite Eight in year one. Fan apathy is gone. Season ticket sales are going to go through the roof next year. I promise you that. Even though Bennett Sturts is gone. What are our expectations for this Iowa basketball team? Should we expect the Elite Eight?
Too much
every
too
year.
Soon. Is that what happened here? I mean, Travis, we both know this. We've said it so many times. We always want more.
Absolutely.
Whatever we had, we want more. And you can't go back. Even when you have a situation, in today's day and age, there's no leash anymore. There is no, well, all right, now we don't have to make the tournament next year. We made an Elite Eight run. Don't have to make the tournament next year. If they don't make the tournament next year, we're all going to be, that's
pissed.
A disappointment. Yeah. That's a bad season, no matter what happens. Too much too soon. That's a really good question, Travis, because it very well could be. Right now, I would say that the expectation from Hawkeye fans is going to, if you don't make the tournament, it's a failure.
Yeah, because you got to the Elite Eight, and in the portal now, you've established it. You should be a place of destination. Now, it all takes money, so people are going to have to step up. Yes, if you're a donor, they're going to come ask you for money, and they're going to need to contribute to and buy players, because that's the day and age we live in. But and I think the Elite Eight is asking a little bit too much. I mean, hell, Kansas has been knocked out in the first weekend, the first 2 years, but getting to the NCAA tournament every year is now the expectation. There is no other expectation for this Iowa basketball team. You have to be in the NCAA tournament, and you better be one of those teams that's maybe not even on a 9 line anymore. You better be a 5, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We have to see what the roster looks like. There's going to be a huge turnover. I think that there are some things, Travis, that are going to impact what that expectation is. Number one thing is going to be, what's the roster look like? Is Ben McCollum the coach next year? I mean, we live in a weird world.
We do.
So without a doubt, I'm comfortable in saying that the expectation is going to be make the tournament. Outside of that, I think there's some other factors we're going to have to wait for to determine what that expectation is for Iowa basketball going forward. It's the tournament now or bust, for sure. I don't think it's Elite Eight or bust. And I'm not sure that there's going to be a lot of Hawkeye fans that are like, man, Sweet 16 or the season sucks. Got to have a good season, compete, be in the top half of the Big Ten. I'm with you. If you can be a top 5, 6 seed, if you're a top 25 team throughout the year, that should be that kind of next step for where this team was throughout the year this year. it's not fair to just look at the March stuff. You're right. We make all of our determinations on success in that March tournament. But we should, for some of these conversations, step back a little bit and go, okay, what's this going to look like? And I think that for Ben McCollum, we have to wait to see what the recruiting looks like, how this roster shakes out. And if the roster looks good, then it can be, all right, man, we should be able to compete. There shouldn't be a gap between the Purdue's, Illinois, Michigan's, Michigan State's, and us. Right now, there's a gap. There is a gap.
Athletically, there's a gap.
Yes. Yeah. Like I saw Virginia write in earlier and say, man, I love this Hawkeye team. I think they could have played with UConn. No, I shouldn't say that. They beat Florida. Why would I say no? They beat Florida.
Well, they could play with anybody in the country, but do they have the horses to go to finish? I mean, they were up double digits on Illinois, but the athleticism and Illinois just took over. The better team won. You're 100% correct when you said that. The better team won, but they weren't embarrassed, and they did compete.
And listen, and Bob, this is a great comment from Bob. Why do you do this with expectations? This leads to misery. Bob, this is a fact. The number one ingredient for success is expectations. Meaning, if your expectations are low, you're going to be successful. If you can keep those expectations low, you can overachieve them. It's the once you define the formula for success, the biggest component there was what were the expectations at the beginning of the job. But we're just having the conversation. What are the expectations for next year? I don't think we are doing this with the expectations. I think we're just trying to analyze what the expectations are. What are fans thinking right now?
But let's put this in everyday life. I would be shocked if 95% of the people who listen to the show go to work every day and don't have some part of a KPI you have to hit, a key performance index. Those are your expectations. That could be a sales goal. That could be a number of calls you make every day. Ross, you have expectations in your realtor world.
Yep.
I have expectations in the construction world that I work in. So if you're Ben McCollum, their KPIs could be, okay, we want to average this many points per game. We want to have possessions go down to whatever. You could have a rebounding margin. And if you hit all those, that sets you up for the NCAA tournament, sets you up for the round of 32. So there are expectations everywhere in life, and I promise you, if you're an over-the-road trucker, you probably have a number of hauls you want to make a week. I'm just using this as a big example, but there are expectations put on us every single day, and the expectations will not be different for the Iowa basketball team or the Iowa State basketball team, for that matter. Because you have to have expectations. If you don't have any expectations, then what do you have? That's why coaches get fired. If there were no expectations, coaches wouldn't get fired. Why'd you fire that guy? Why did Hubert Davis get fired at North Carolina? He didn't live up to the expectations that were set.
Guy won 25 games. Then they win 25 games this year?
Yes.
It's expectations.
Darren DeVries has expectations at Indiana and did not meet those expectations in year one and was expected to. I know what you're saying about why do you guys play the expectation game, because that's hope. That's possibility.
And quite frankly, that's what's left right now of the season. You ready to move to Iowa State? Because I had a really good. I had a friend of ours send a really good statement about Iowa State. In fact, I think it was our buddy Jeff Klein.
I do want to move on to Iowa State. I want to ask you a question. Did Iowa and Iowa State both have great seasons?
Okay. Let me answer that question in long form.
Okay. Well, we got a long form show.
Iowa did have a great season because they made it to the Elite Eight. They exceeded those expectations at the end of the year. Okay. Our buddy Jeff Klein came up. I think it was Jeff Klein. It might have been Mark Charter. It was one of my really smart friends that said, we were having this conversation on a text group. Was Iowa State season a success? And one of them wrote and said, the season feels incomplete.
Ooh.
And I said, that's it. That's exactly the feeling. And that's why for Iowa State fans, and even, again, as a guy that I don't root against Iowa State, I can appreciate. I hear that and I go, yeah, it's like, all right, well, once we get Jefferson back, man, watch out. Because this is one of the best teams. This team's going to make a deep run. That team definitely beats Tennessee. It just feels incomplete. And I do appreciate, as a Cyclone fan, that has to in some way feel like you got robbed. It has to in some way feel like, man, we were built for this. We've been building towards this. And every time we build towards this, we're one brick away and somebody comes and kicks down the fucking wall, man. And then we start from scratch again. We go, okay, all right, well then. And so I thought that was the best word I had heard to encapsulate this Iowa State season. Incomplete. It's not a failure. The season's absolutely not a failure. You had a wonderful season, had some great memories. Go into the tournament rolling, and then 3 minutes into the tournament, pop. And enough hope holding in that balloon as it deflates to keep your hope, to keep breath in the lungs, right? And go, all right, well, we won without him. All right, we won 2 without him. All right, we can beat Tennessee without him. As long as Milan has a good... Austin says the word you're looking for, Ross, is cursed. Do you believe in
curses?
I don't think it's cursed, Austin. I can understand. I understand how you can see that. Like, as a Cyclone fan, I can understand how you could look at that and go, why do we get kicked in the nuts over and over and over and over? I don't think it's cursed. I don't know what it is. I don't know what word to put on it. It sucks. And even as a Hawkeye fan, it sucks to watch it because it's like, man, give the guys a break.
But the expectation hasn't changed. It won't be any different next year. Right? I mean,
the expectation didn't change. So Travis, how would you answer that? Was the Hawkeye men's basketball, was the Cyclone men's basketball season a success?
It was. It was a success, but an incomplete. I like the word incomplete.
Great word, isn't it?
It is a great word. You can't look at the season as anything but because you still got to the Sweet 16, and you got to the Sweet 16 without Joshua Jefferson. Yeah. I mean, he went out 3 minutes into that game. Yes, in the Sweet 16, and we've said this all along. I think we've been fairly consistent. Is that if you get to the Sweet 16, you get to that second weekend, that's a success. It takes a lot of luck, a lot of matchups, a lot of things have to happen to get to the Elite Eight, get to the Final Four. You know, Duke might be looking at it right now as a number 1 seed going, well, it wasn't a success.
I think that's what the expectation is for Duke. And fair. Fair. When you meet those expectations more than not. Like in the last couple of years, Duke has been there more times than they haven't, it feels like.
Tyler, being a smartass, says, incomplete, it's literally completed. I know the season is over. Thanks for the correction. But the incomplete part is it's the what could have been. If you would have been there, if you're going to lose, you want to lose with your full team, right? You want it there. And it wasn't like they lost Nate Heisey. Nothing against Nate Heisey. I'm just using an example. You lost Joshua Jefferson.
You didn't lose your 6th man. You lost an All-American.
Yeah. I think Iowa season definitely a success.
Yes.
Once they won a game in the NCAA tournament, it was a success.
Yeah. And Trav, I agree with you. Iowa State season, a success. Did the postseason meet your highest expectations and hopes? No, because this team at one point could have been a Final Four team, a national champion team. So no, those best expectations didn't get met. The season was a success. You had one hell of a season, some great wins, rolled into the tournament, and pulled off a couple of W's without one of your best players. What do you think's going on with this? So I saw some conflicting reports yesterday with Milan.
We'll talk. Well, let's save that for hour number 2.
Okay.
And to me, we're at that time of the year, right, where The NBA draft is right around the corner. You're going to have guys who want to test the NBA waters, and I get it. The great thing about what you can do now, let's not forget, Peyton Sanford did this a couple years ago. He goes in, tests out, says, hey, I'm not ready yet, and I'll come back for my senior year. But we'll talk about Milan when we come back. High Limit Racing is coming to 2 different Iowa racetracks this summer, and the Iowa Lottery has chances for 114 of their VIP club members to win tickets to attend exciting sprint car racing series. Sweet experiences for 2 or a 4-pack of general admission tickets are up for grabs for the duel at Davenport at the Speedway at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport, or the Shelby County Shootout at the Speedway in Harlan. Plus, all prize options include spending cash. VIP club members can start entering non-winning tickets as of right now, and you can keep entering up until 9 a.m. on May 4th. So if you don't win on your scratch-off tickets, become a VIP club member by going to iowalottery.com/VIP and get signed up. Hour of the books. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more of the Rush Radio Show on therushradio.com.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, I'm John Linares with Willis Lexus, and I've got some exciting news on this beautiful March day. Lexus has extended their low rates of 2.49 and 3.49 on all hybrid models. And whether it's your first time leasing or your 10th time leasing, Lexus has an added value for you this month, and they're covering your first payment. And last but not least, it's that time of year where we need to say goodbye to our 2025 models. We have 4 remaining in stock with huge savings. Stop in and take a look at our inventory or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400 and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Mini of Des Moines. A strong selection to kick off the year, including 4 John Cooper Works Countryman models, the most powerful all-wheel drive Mini ever. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, hello, it's good to see you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your comments in the comment section. You can always call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels, Facebook, X, and TikTok. And we have an Instagram page too. So lots of places to stay in touch with the Rush Radio Show. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. We're here till 8 o'clock today. Hope your Monday's off to a good start. Hope you had a good weekend. Did you have a good, besides the basketball, did you do anything this weekend?
I mean, spent a lot of time with Dad. Watched, that was fun watching the games with him and my brother. Church yesterday, helped a buddy move. Not a lot.
God, you're a nice guy when you help people move. I don't like to do this. Somebody asked me to move. I'm like, hire movers, man.
Dude, it is such a selfish thing, Travis. I'm not kidding. When friends call and they say, hey, I need help, I feel like Superman. Like, yeah, I have free time and 2 hands, and I can come help you, and you think that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not very good at manual labor, so I just tend not. I'll be like, I can recommend somebody. 2 guys in a truck works out pretty good.
I'm not the nice guy people think I am. I'm very selfish. I do it because it makes me feel like I'm a good guy. Okay, so let's not sell it as like, boy, Ross, you're such a good guy for going to help. No, it's very, very selfish. I do it because it makes me feel good. That's it. I'm not doing it to help you. I'm doing it because it helps me. Makes me feel like less of a piece of shit.
It's that cross that Ross is always carrying.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. I beat myself up so much that I get these opportunities to go, here's a chance to prove you're not the worthless piece of crap you tell yourself you are.
You're not a worthless piece of crap.
I know. Listen, I'm part being silly there, but I help my buddies because it makes me feel good.
You brought up Milan Milovich at the end of the first hour, and there was some conflicting reports yesterday. Cyclones 24/7 Sports had a report early yesterday morning, I think it was, and saying, hey, Milan's going to declare for the NBA draft. And then the Des Moines Register, which, they do a really good job. I'm on that text thing, so I get all the text, and they're like, hey, we know there was this report. Just talked to Milan. He says he hasn't made up his mind yet. And I started just kind of evaluating both stories going, well, does it really matter? Because as a junior, I would hope that he would test the NBA waters, right? We see this all the time with players that you can go get evaluated. They'll say, hey, you're not ready yet, or you're going to be a first rounder. You might be a middle second rounder, wherever you fall. I think the truth is probably every junior should go, hey, where do I sit? Where do I sit?
Not every, and I know you don't, but yeah, I'm with you, Travis. I would have no problem with 100 guys saying, hey, throw me in the mix. Where am I in this group of guys? And if they go, you're 100, you go, okay, a lot of work to do. Here we go. Let's get busy. I have no problem with it at all. I did the conflicting thing to me. Again, I haven't even looked really into it. I just saw the reports that were coming, that were being fed to me. Which the first one was Milan's entering, gonna see his prospects. But then the second one I saw was that Milan refuted that Des Moines Register report.
Oh, really? I didn't see that one.
Oh, you hadn't seen that?
No.
Again, dude, we live in a weird world. Maybe I saw a fake tweet. I'll see if I can find what I had seen. But I saw something last night as I was going to bed that said, "Hey, wait a minute. Milan is refuting this idea, this report that he's entertaining the draft."
That would have been the 24/7 report, because you're correct. You just got your sources mixed up. So 24/7 said, hey, he's going in. The Des Moines Register came out and said, hey, we just talked to Milan and he's refuting that report.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
thank you.
so
That's what I saw.
Yeah,
I saw the Register link that said he was okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But I mean, sure, even if you're not fully committed, do it. Go check. I mean, you're one hell of a shooter. You're the best 3-point shooter in college basketball. Go see where you fall in line. Sure, Cyclone fans would love to have you back.
Man.
Totally understand it. And when you lose Jefferson, you lose Lipsy, losing Momcilovic, that would be a blow. But man, now do you weigh? This is the crazy thing. It used to be, I want to get to the NBA to make money. But if you're a late second rounder guy, do you go, I can make more money at Iowa State than I can going to the NBA or being stuck in the G League?
Do you know what we don't know, and I wish we did, because this rumor and speculation does nothing good. But the rumor and speculation is that Milan was making well over $1 million this year.
Yeah. Earned every bit of it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So if we're talking about a $2 million year next year to play your senior year for the Cyclones, are you looking up to see what his rookie contract would be?
Yeah, I'm going to see what I'm just going to use a second round rookie.
Yeah, I think that's a smart thing. And who, maybe he's even a late first rounder. I mean, when you're getting compared to Kyle Korver and you're the best 3-point shooter in college basketball, you've had a really amazing season, I could see him sliding up into that late first round. What a great spot that would be for him to land on a playoff team. What's it say, Trav?
Second round NBA rookie contracts are not bound by the same fixed salary scale as first rounders, but recent changes allow teams to offer 3 to 4 year minimum deals using second round exception, while many sign shorter deals. Recent high second round picks could secure 4-year contracts at around $8 million to $9 million total. So
$2 million a year. And whoops, I hit the wrong one with this. I meant to hit this one. I'm sorry. The game wrote in and said nothing outside first round is guaranteed money. And that's an important part to remember on that game. Thank you. I love how we just refer to people like, thanks, Burger. Thanks, not Bob Vanderplat. So to the game, thank you. Nothing outside the first round is guaranteed money. And if you come back to Iowa State, you got guaranteed money. Test the waters. Again, maybe somebody comes in and says, hey, we would take you at the end of the first round.
And that may happen. Somebody may be looking for a shooter.
Right. And then we're going to pay you a couple million to be on a playoff team next year in the NBA. I'm not wishing for that.
And the minimum salary for a first-year player, including second rounders, was approximately $1.1 to $1.27 million for the 25-26 season. So that includes first rounders where you're not making a ton of cash. Okay, it's all relative. $1 million is a lot of cash. But if you can make more money in college, you go, well, if I come back, I could go up next year, higher in the draft, make more money my senior year. There's a lot to weigh just besides going to the NBA draft and being – now, if you're a lottery pick, it's a no-brainer. Otherwise, you're like, take out a life insurance policy, make $2 million in college. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
I don't blame him for testing the waters. I hope he's back. And by the way, if he's not, TJ's going to be fine. He's shown that he can recruit. He's got a pipeline. He's got his finger on the pulse of some really talented dudes. Guys want to play at Iowa State from all over the country. Some of the best transfers will look at Iowa State as a wonderful spot to have an opportunity to play right away, to make an impact. You're going to have guys like George Yang and Josh Jefferson out there talking about what a wonderful community Ames is and how that the Cyclone folks embrace you. He'll be fine. TJ's going to be all right. Even if Milan ends up going, he'll be all right.
There's nothing, I mean, it's always that worry as a fan, right? You're like, oh, you're losing Jefferson, you're losing Lipsy. If you lose Momcilovic, what does that mean? TJ's proven since the day he stepped on campus that he can fill a roster with players, with dudes.
I know. Let's be a smart ass for just a little while, okay?
Okay.
Austin says, I think G Leaguers coming back to college show where the money is for bubble players. That's a great point, Austin. So here's what TJ should do. Let Milan go. Let Milan go. And next year he signs with the Lakers, gets drafted by the Lakers, right? And he's a two-way player for the Lakers. And then all of a sudden he gets sent down to the G. Bring him back. Bring him back to Ames. Why not? Alabama just did it.
Yeah, but Bediako, they ruled that you can't do that.
We're a lawsuit away from that being allowed. You know that.
515-517-2303. Let's go down to New Sharon. That's where our buddy Derek is. How you doing, Derek? How you doing?
Not worth a damn, fellas. My boys can't rebound. They treated that ball like it was a fat girl with leprosy. Nobody wanted to put their damn hands on it.
Well, they get out rebounded by like 20. I mean, that's something you don't expect, even without Jefferson.
Because he's talking about Iowa State. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, right, yeah. Because he said my boys.
Yeah. But I don't know. Instead of standing there with your arms crossed, maybe you call a timeout and chew their ass.
Wow.
Anyway, I got to look at the whole season. We're consistently been a top 15, 20 program, and we took down Kentucky, who's got a $22 million roster. So wins like that make me feel happy.
Yeah, and your snake bit. Did you call it a curse? Do you we were talking about this earlier, Derek. Does the season feel incomplete to you because of the injury, or is injury not an excuse?
Yeah, just like when. Yeah, I would say our two best teams when Niang broke his foot and this one when Jefferson went out.
I'd agree. I'd agree. All right, well, Derek.
You never know. But
that's right, bud.
We'll start out next season with 18 home wins, so we're back in the tournament.
See, it's always and you got football coming up, Derek. You got football.
I am excited about football. I got all kinds of teams. So I got Penn State to watch. I got Iowa State to watch. Man.
Now, that just surprised me right there. Are you going to be this is interesting. The psychology here.
The dang right I'm Penn State fan. Hey, I can't. It's fault the boys are chasing the money. If NASA called up and they said, we want the greatest fork truck driver in there and quadruple my salary, I'll be down in Cape Canaveral, bud.
I like it. All right, Derek.
Can't blame them.
Thanks, brother.
Have a good one, fellas.
Okay, I should have asked him, but I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole with him. Twice he called it a fork truck. I always thought it was a forklift. I don't look at a forklift and call that a truck. Do you call it a forklift or a fork truck?
Well, are they two different things? Is the fork truck, because there is the bigger forklift.
That's a lull, right?
You would know better than I do. I didn't know that I didn't heard that name before. I know the difference between a scissor lift and a boom lift.
Yeah.
But the fork truck and the forklift, yeah. I'm with Michelson. Fork truck is more manly. Forklift seems like the thing you see at Walmart.
Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Beep,
The forklift
beep.
goes me. The fork truck goes. Sounds like me. Fork truck sounds like this. It's got the Barry White. It's got a little bit of the Chris Flagg, a little bit of a Batman feel to it, like this.
God, You sound incredible. I actually like your voice this deep.
Do you want me just to talk like this the rest of the
Just
day?
talk like this the rest of the way.
515-517-2303. Jethro Tull coming up next.
Jethro Tull. Ross Peterson at 95 KGGO.
Ross the Boss on 98 Rock. I did work with the dude there. One of the greatest
You were at
characters.
98 Rock?
I did. 98.3 was 98 Rock. They tried to go after KGGO for a while. And I was working for that radio group, and they threw me on in the middle of the day at night and stuff. I loved doing it. It was a lot of fun. But the guy that was the program director was one of the greatest characters I ever worked with in my life. His name was Dan McClintock. And Dan had come from Detroit, and he had a voice like this, right? He just had this amazing FM radio voice. And because he'd spent his whole life in Detroit, he had these amazing stories about working with Van Halen. He was just incredible. I remember this guy came in one day and he was like, guys, check it out. Got new ink. And he like rolled up his sleeve and he's like, check it out. Tiger. And he had a tiger tattoo. And he's like, power, bro. Tiger. Power. You're amazing. This is a real person.
And he was probably dead serious too, wasn't he?
Dead serious. Told the greatest stories. He was like, he was just this Forrest Gump type of rock and roll character.
What is 98.3 now?
Now it's the vibe. They do like more R&B, hip hop, contemporary.
Is that an iHeart station?
No, it's
Okay.
Cumulus.
Okay. I didn't know you worked for another radio group.
I worked for all three.
I did not know that.
The first one I worked for when I was 17, I got a job down at the Des Moines Radio Group, which is like Star, Laser, and a couple AMs. I was running Chicago Cubs baseball on 1350. And then I got a job at KJJY, and I thought I was going to be Casey Kasem because I was on the air overnight saying, that was Garth Brooks. Here's Reba McEntire.
Hey, Ned, you're gonna Ned Niedermeyer?
Yes, sir.
What's up? You're gonna set us straight on the forklift thing?
Yes, I am, but it's Ned Niederlander.
Niederland, sorry. Screwed that up. My bad.
No worries, no worries. Hey, listen, just for clarification, all of those machines fall under the powered industrial truck standard. We call them forklifts because that's a common name, but the forklift is one of the machines that fall under the total powered industrial truck thing, from anything from little walk behind forklifts to pallet jacks, clear up to big articulated lifts.
Now, would the articulated lift be the lull I'm talking about?
Yeah, that some people call that a lull. Different names for different things, but if you want to, under OSHA standard, it falls under that powered industrial truck standard.
So, Ned, are you a forklift driver?
I used to be. I've driven a lot of them. I am actually a trainer. I train companies, people to drive forklifts or powered industrial trucks, or do OSHA training for companies in my retirement gig.
All right. Well, I wonder if you trained Derek.
Tyler, by the way, Ned, one of our listeners nailed
I'd love
it.
to meet him someday.
As soon as he started talking, Tyler wrote and said, this guy's OSHA. Perfect. He's a trainer. That's great. And by the way, when you say Ned, I hear Ned Ryerson. When you go Ned?
Oh.
Ned Ryerson?
Yeah, I screwed that. It is Ryerson. See,
That's
I've got my movies missing. Niederlander is Animal House. Dad.
No. Ned
No?
Niederlander. Ned Niederlander is from Three Amigos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God, I got my movies all screwed up today.
Yeah. Ned Ryerson is the devil in Groundhog Day.
The devil?
Yeah. Have you never heard this theory?
No.
The Ned Ryerson character is the one that sends him into the time loop. When he steps into the puddle, there's a theory out there that character is actually the devil, and that interaction is the one that sends him into the time loop.
I'd never heard. Now you're blowing my mind away.
Yeah. But when you say Ned, that's what I hear. Ned Ryerson?
Do people, okay, that's Do you think people write that movie like that, thinking, well, he's the but people just come up with these crazy things to where they break it down like, okay, at this point, he stepped into the puddle and he entered a time loop.
Yep. The fan fiction stuff is kind of fun sometimes. And then the people that find...
How much time do you have during your day?
A lot. Here's what it is. It's a combination of things. It's not just time. It's time and weed. If you can put those two things together, you can come up with some really fun shit, man.
Berger says, and Andy Dufresne killed his wife as well.
You ever look at a $20 bill? You ever looked at a $20 bill on weed?
I haven't. Oh, man. Fan fiction is what it calls. So is there like a page dedicated to fan fiction?
Oh, yeah, you can find all sorts of stuff. How about this was a fun one. You know, in Die Hard, one of the cops at the beginning of Die Hard is the dad from Family Matters. Remember the black guy?
Yes. Yep,
right?
Yep.
So there's a theory. There's again, fan fiction thing of like, it's the same guy. He was a cop in Seattle, but all this stuff went crazy on Christmas Day one day. And so he decided didn't want to be, so he moved to Chicago and started a new life as a cop in Chicago. And had a family, and anyway. So
you and I can just pick any movie and make up our own theory about it and put it on fan fiction.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then some of it turns into its own whole subgenre.
Of course, Michigan is still playing for the national title. They've advanced to the Final Four. It will play Arizona in the Final Four. Ward Manuel's job, Ross, is going to be keeping Dusty May at Michigan. The North Carolina rumors are really starting to heat up for Dusty May. Do they got to? This is crazy. A guy could literally win a national title for a team and then bolt for another team. Would this be not about money? If Dusty May were to leave for North Carolina, that would be a total. Because I would want to believe that Michigan could match any kind of money that North Carolina wants to throw at them. I mean, it's Michigan.
I think so.
So if he were to leave for North Carolina, wouldn't that be, I just want to coach North Carolina?
I think that'd be some other connection there. It's not just the money. Those jobs seem very similar to me as far as North Carolina is a different beat. If you're a North Carolina fan, you see it as the premier job in America. If you're a Michigan fan, you see Michigan as one of those premier jobs in America, right there with North Carolina and Kentucky and Kansas.
If you're an outsider, you see Michigan as a football school. You don't see Michigan as a basketball school, even though they've been really good at basketball. I mean, they were in the Final Four with Jim Boeheim.
See, I mean, I have a hard time. I don't do that really. I don't do the thing of like, are they a football school? Are they a basketball school? Because Michigan's a great example of you can actually be good at both. You can be good at both, and you don't have to pick one or the other. Most schools have allocated those resources to one or the other. But I think that Michigan's an example of that. Be competitive at the national level on both.
Do you wait if you're an athletic director? Do you wait because your coach has a lot on his mind? He's in the Final Four. You got to prepare for Arizona. You got to prepare for a possible national championship game. Do you bring him in today and sit him down and say, hey, let's get this cleared up right now. We want you to be our head coach. We don't want you to go anywhere. What do you want? We want you to come out and say, you're not going to North Carolina. Or do you say, boy, I got to wait till the end of the tournament because of the cycle. Hey, I don't want to talk about this right now. Well, I need a commitment, man. We don't want to lose you. If I wait till the end of the tournament, you could lose and be gone the next day. I want to get this thing tightened up. As an athletic director, if I'm putting you in that seat, what would you do?
I'd do exactly that. I would. So now saying it that way, Trav, asking the question what you did, look back now on what we saw with TJ and Jamie.
And that's what happened.
Where TJ went to that press conference and said, hey, I read that little press junket and just said, hey, I just want to start by saying all these rumors out there about me going to other places, there's no validity to them. And then Jamie sends out a tweet that says, we got this guy. And there was no details in it, but my gut says that behind the scenes, that's exactly what happened, is that Jamie Pollard reached out and said, TJ, your phone is going to ring, dude. You're going to hear a beeping, and it's going to be a Brinks truck backing up to your front door. Give me the opportunity to keep you here. I'm working, and you probably don't have, I don't think there were details. I really don't. I'm not sure Jamie said, I'm going to give you X, Y, and Z. What I think he probably said is, when you hear the beeping, call me and let me know what they're offering you. Let me compete with it. We're going to try to match, or we're going to do everything we can to give you what you want to stay here. And if TJ says, cool, Jamie, that's all I need to hear. That's when you're okay with sending out the tweet that says, hey, I think we got this guy locked up. And you're okay with TJ going up in front of the cameras and going, hey, I'm here. And let's not talk about this other stuff.
I know Michigan fans would love to hear Dusty May say the same thing. North Carolina's going to make a push for somebody, and it's starting to look like it's going to be Dusty May.
And why?
Nobody's going to be made.
They're so good.
They are. Yeah, and the guy at Arizona's not too bad either. Boy, to me, ever since Lute Olson showed up at Arizona, to me, Arizona's been one of those premier jobs. It really has. I'm
really?
Like, it has been. And Lute never left Arizona. Sean Miller would not have left Arizona, but he got fired. It's not like they've had turnover at that job. That's been a career job. And again, Sean Miller would have stayed if he wouldn't have got fired because he cheated on stuff that's now legal. So much so that, hell, LSU rehired the guy they fired because the rules are different now. One guy that's not going anywhere is Rick Pitino at St. John's. He was given a massive pay raise, Ross. He's now the second highest paid coach in the Big East Conference, only behind Danny Hurley. They didn't put a year or a contract extension because the guy's 73 years old. I think we can just safely assume that Rick Pitino has a lifetime contract at St. John's. Now it's money. And so it's just like, how much money do you want? We'll make you the second highest paid coach in the league. You haven't won national titles like Danny Hurley, so we're not going to make you higher paid than Danny Hurley. But Rick Pitino, here's the Brinks truck, as you like to reference. At 73, how long do you think he keeps going?
Dude.
Because, they asked Tom Izzo after he lost, are you going to come back? He's like, where am I going to go? I'm 70, but you're asking guys that are in the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, are you going to retire? Kelvin Sampson, same thing. It's like, I just got my team to the Elite 8, Sweet 16.
Yeah, but okay, there's two sides of this. One is the Kirk Ferentz side, like the Tom Izzo thing. What am I gonna do? Why would I leave? This is what my life is. Why would I? I still have a lot of years left in me. I don't feel like I'm 73. For Rick Pitino, 73. I don't feel like I'm 73. I can keep at it. The other side of it, Travis, is look at the Bill Selfs. These reporters have to ask these questions because of the climate that we're in right now, where all of these coaches that have been telling us for years, I don't like this Wild West. This is not
thriving in it.
They are, but we see guys like Bill Self saying, okay, I'm done for a little while. I want to walk away for a bit. And I can't blame those reporters for going to a 73-year-old Rick Pitino who does not look good.
He looks like he doesn't sleep. He looks like a vampire.
He looks jaundice. Yeah, it looks like a vampire. That's a good way to put it. Like he does not look healthy, but he hasn't for a long. I mean, Rick Pitino has never been a picture of health, I don't think.
He's making a lot of money now. He's not going anywhere.
Now.
He'd be the type of guy that, Kentucky's calling again?
Did you hear his story about the racehorse?
No.
He's got a great story about, he bought a racehorse with a bunch of big timers, like guys that own major corporations. They all went in and bought a horse together. And they ended up making a bunch of money on the horse. They all made like $2 million on the horse. And he goes through what each one of the guys did with their $2 million and how these other four guys all turned their $2 million into $20 million. And he lost his.
If you're done growing your family, a vasectomy might be the right next step. At Urology Center of Iowa, they offer a no-scalpel procedure designed to be simple, safe, and convenient. It's performed right here in Des Moines by specialists who focus on men's health every single day. Take control of your future with confidence. Visit iowauro.com. That's iowauro.com and click Schedule an Appointment. At Urology Center of Iowa, we see you. It is the Rush Radio Show.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Woohoo! At Willis, we have a simple philosophy. We treat every guest like a guest in our own home. That means a stress-free environment where you can be cared for by our knowledgeable service team or find that perfect vehicle. Like the stylish Sentra, now leasing for $299 a month with zero due at signing. Or 0% up to 60 months and 3 years of free maintenance on the luxurious new Murano. At Willis Nissan, we're here to take care of you and your vehicle.
Welcome to Willis Nissan.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop! So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, it's Josh Romick at Willis Lexus. And I want to tell you about our Lexus Spring Sales event we have going on, where you can take advantage of $150 off 4 tires or $75 off a set of 2 tires. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Looking for a mortgage for your next house? Well, Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank can take care of you. He's a mortgage banker, financing homes the past 25 years. He offers VA, FHA, IFA, first-time buyer loans, and conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. Gary can get your loan pre-approved in less than 30 minutes or less and happen after hours during the week and on weekends. He's been the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker the past 8 years, so go with a man who knows how to get you finance. It's Gary Presnell. Give him a call at 515-975-6767 today. Quick update on the Rush Radio Show Washed Up Walk-Ons March Madness pool that's going on. We're now into the Final Four. Thanks to everybody who signed up, played along from home. And Wade is our leader right now. Wade has got 186 points. Captain Kirk, who's a regular listener on YouTube, is second at 180. You and I, Tyler, also a regular viewer on YouTube, 178 points. The Boz at 178 points. Remember, the top 5 will get prizes. And once we reach the championship game, that's where the tiebreaker comes in. So there will be a tiebreaker that will be associated with that. We'll be able to break it out into the top 5. I'm sitting at 14th right now, Ross. So I don't have a chance to win it, and I wouldn't be able to win it anyway. But out of the 250, 260 people that signed up, I'll take 14th. I feel pretty good about that.
I forgot to get mine in for the Sweet 16 weekend. Yeah, family stuff was happening.
You could have done the Elite Eight.
I could have. I probably should have. Once I did that, I'm like, well, I'm out of it, so I guess I'll quit doing it. I do have a funny one for you, though. Okay. Got together over the weekend with Courtney's family, and they had put together like a family bracket, right? And I walk in the door, and one of the family members is like, well, great. We invite the sports guy to join the family bracket, and he's winning it. And I'm like, what? Because I'm not in it. I'm not in their group. And they're like, yeah, Uncle Ron over here. I'm kind of picking up on, there's a guy that's winning their family bracket that's not in the family. Nobody can figure out. Travis, I don't know if they sent it to a wrong number, and the dude
just filled it out.
Some random guy got a link to a family bracket. He's like, screw it, I'll name myself Uncle Ron, and he's winning the damn thing.
Uncle Ron.
Oh, I thought that was good.
Oh man. Yeah, we got some great prizes. Again, the top 5 will get prizes. So make sure if you're still in the hunt, and even if you're not in the hunt, make sure to fill out your brackets on the Final Four. It's been one of those you got to play along, but the good thing is you can keep accumulating points, and you're never really out of it. It kind of keeps you engaged the entire tournament, and that's been fun. We want to thank Tyler Kluver over at the Washed Up Walk-Ons for teaming up with us on that. By the way, Tyler kind of, I don't know if he was fat shaming me yesterday. I posted a picture of me drinking some body armor.
What are you talking about? He wrote, you've been walking 4 miles. And
he goes, did you really walk 4 miles? He didn't believe me. I walked 4 miles. I walked 4 miles on Saturday. I walked 4 miles on Sunday. I'm going to try to walk 4 miles today. Trying to get some exercise in.
You should.
Feel good about me. Pat myself on the back.
Yeah, I can tell.
Oh, man. We haven't even hit Tiger Woods yet. Tiger Woods on Friday was in a rollover crash. He was then arrested for suspicion of DUI. When you hear DUI, you automatically think alcohol. He actually took a breathalyzer test, blew 0. So that narrows it down to probably some pain-killing drugs that make you a little loopy. Ross, the sympathy or goodwill that Tiger Woods had built up is probably gone now, right? I mean, you look at the one with his ex-wife that ended badly. The one that kind of gets swept under the rug is, remember the one in California where he almost killed himself by going off the ravine? Nothing was ever proven there. But now you're in a rollover crash, you hit somebody, your Range Rover goes over, and you get arrested. He's had several surgeries. I'm not saying he's not dealing with pain, but this is the danger of those of painkillers, man. People get addicted to this stuff. What are your thoughts on Tiger?
My first thought, when I hear DUI, I don't think drinking.
You don't?
No. I think under the influence. I really do. I think you're driving while intoxicated. That doesn't necessarily mean drunk. We've got enough of a history with Tiger that should have been everybody's first instinct was, oh man, Tiger needs help, man. Tiger needs help. So the DUI thing, I didn't ever once think, oh, he was drunk behind the wheel. I thought, and by the way, I don't see a distinction there.
No, there is no distinction.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
I was just being clear about my statement here.
Yeah,
I wasn't questioning your motive there.
Yeah, And maybe it's just because 99% of the times you hear DUI, it's usually alcohol, right? With
usually.
most people. Yeah,
It is usually.
And I understand where you're coming from with Tiger.
With Tiger, it's been the pills. You asked if he has worn out all that goodwill. Let me make an analogy for you. Tiger Woods is like, I was going to say Tiger Woods is like Donald Trump, but people are finally starting to give up on Trump. It's baked into the cake, dude. Everybody's made up their mind on Tiger Woods. This is not new information. This would be like somebody coming out and saying, "Oh man, Tiger's out womanizing again." You'd be like, "Yeah, we knew that." It's baked into the cake. Everybody's made up their mind on how they feel about Tiger Woods. You either love him or you've taken him off the pedestal. And if you haven't taken him off the pedestal yet, there's not a lot that's going to take him off the pedestal. He is a guy that, like, man, it is shocking to me, almost disappointing how people idolize this guy. Like, he can do no wrong. And even in the face of doing wrong, it's just like, oh, but come on, give him a break. It's okay to be critical of people. I'm rooting for Tiger Woods. I'm hoping that Tiger Woods gets his life right. And I'm hoping that Tiger's able to get this monkey off his back. This is a bad decision. This is horrible. What are you doing driving? Like the very first comments I got from friends, and the overwhelming majority of the conversations that I saw happening, Travis, were like, get freaking Uber, dude.
Get a
You're
driver.
A millionaire.
You're
Tiger.
Tiger.
Get a driver.
Get a driver.
Get a guy to drive you around. What are you doing? There's a lot of things, and then you can answer that question. You really can. You can dive into it. He's an independent guy. He wants to make his own decisions. Nobody's going to tell Tiger Woods what to do and when to do it. And none of us, if any of us were in Tiger Woods' position, none of us would let anybody tell us when to do or what to do. Hell, most of us aren't in Tiger's position, and we won't let people tell us what to do or when to do.
That's true.
It's sad, but I also think that it's okay to poke some fun at it. That's okay. It's not offensive. You know, like there was one funny one. I've seen a lot of funny stuff. You know what I mean? I think we've all seen the funny memes. And then you see people like, you're talking about a man. It's okay. He fucked up. He's in the public limelight. It's okay to poke some fun at it. And then, by the way, hope that the guy gets better. Hope that he figures it out. He's never going to come back and be the Tiger Woods we remember. But man, hope that he's not a train wreck at the end of this life. Hope he's there for his kids.
This is one of those things where he probably thought he could beat it on his own. This might be, hey, you need a rehab place. You need to go to detoxify your body and get some help. Not an in-home thing, but really stop using those pills. Go through go through the shakes, go through everything you got to go through, and get off the damn things.
Can I tell you my opinion on this whole thing is this? Boy, steroids ruined Tiger.
You said that. You texted that to me on Friday.
Steroids ruined him. That's what this is. The steroids ruined Tiger. You put too much muscle on the car without building the engine. And the steroids ruined him. Yeah, he got big and buff and monster big, and that was great. And then his body broke down.
Quite fast.
And that's what happened. Look at steroid users. This is what happens. Short-term gain. Massive short-term gain. Long-term negative effects. We've seen it, and it ruins you. And then it breaks you down mentally. And then you get hooked on the pain pills. And that's what I would put this. Without knowing too much about it, that's my bumper sticker is steroids ruined Tiger.
I know he was, he golfed in the TGL thing last week. He was thinking about doing the Masters. Masters probably out. And maybe it's time for this Tiger to not golf anymore. Because if you're running the risk of injury, running the risk of having more back surgery, foot surgery, whatever it is, that's going to require pain. You have enough money. You don't have to worry about the money. Is his legacy hurt at all? And hear me out. I don't know if you watched CBS Sunday Morning yesterday, but they did a profile on Michael Jordan, and it was a really good profile. Him in NASCAR, why he took on NASCAR, all sorts of things. But you just see that competitive. He's like, I'm just uber competitive. I want to win everything. My wife's sitting there who doesn't know everything. She's like, boy, isn't that a great story? And what a perfect life he's lived. I went, well, I go, it's not perfect. I go, there was a little 2-year absence from basketball where it's never been proven, but there might have been some allegations of why he took the 2 years off. I go, he left his first wife. I go, it hasn't been perfect, but it hasn't been Tiger Woods' mess either, right? But don't put people on pedestals. You say it all the time. Do not put people on pedestals.
Never. You're just like these guys. I know that sounds crazy. Michael Jordan's a bajillionaire. You're just like him. We're all just like him. So there's no pedestals. He has not had a perfect life. And in fact, I would say to Anjanette, I would much rather have Anjanette's life than Michael Jordan's. I'm not kidding you. Have a loving family, people around you that you call friends. Michael Jordan does not. Does he have those things? Yeah. Does he also hate? So, look at Michael Jordan's personality is something I would not want to live with. I wouldn't want to. The guy is angry all the time. He's constantly finding people to be mad at. That would not be a fun way to live, man. I got to find the next motivation in my head to keep me sharp and keep me great. And in that process, I'm going to burn every relationship I have. Travis, I think that the Tiger thing and the Michael Jordan thing, they're very similar. We've made up our minds. There's nothing that Michael Jordan is going to be able to do or say that's going to sway somebody one way or the other. And Tiger's that same way. Like, here's what's going to happen with Tiger. Rostradamus, I promise you this is about what's to happen. We're in the tear down stage of tear them down and build them up. Tiger will have a press conference in a couple weeks. What will he do, Travis? How's the playbook run?
I don't know if, I might push back on this. I don't know if he'll have a press conference. And here, because.
Well, not a press conference. There will be some sort of, there will be something. He'll have to get out in front of the press at some point.
Either that or he just disappears and golf's over with and he does not have to say anything to anyone. And then in like 10 years, Gayle King does the interview. I'm just.
Yeah. Okay. So the time frame might be in debate. The playbook is not. The way the playbook is run is the same every time. Go away and be quiet for a while. So you're right. Maybe that's a year. Maybe that's years. Tiger Woods ain't going away. The dude's got bajillions of dollars of endorsements still. There's still, everybody wants a piece of Tiger. And in 5 years, people are still going to want a piece of Tiger. Some denture company is going to want Tiger to come out and talk about how he's their, right. I'm not making this up.
You're not.
And so what will happen is he'll go quiet for a little while. He'll come out. He'll make some sort of statement. And not that this isn't true. It's just the playbook. He'll say he's sorry for his actions, sorry for disappointing his family, sorry for disappointing his fans. He'll probably mention God in there somewhere because that's an easy way to get people back on your side. And then you go quiet for a little while and you let that goodwill fester. And then you're right. You go on Gayle King and you talk about all the philanthropy you've been doing and how you did this rehab. And boy, you've really reconnected with your Lord and your family. And aren't you grateful for all the people that stood by you? And there you go. And then, all right, everybody, would like to present to you Tiger 4.0. They roll them out.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever see him on the golf course again on a PGA Tour. I don't know if we'll ever see that. His body's beat up. I know people want to see Tiger, but this might be a good time just to say at age 50, I'm done, boys. I'm going to go watch my kid golf at Florida State. I'm going to support that. I'm out.
Too competitive, dude. He'll find something. He'll be an owner of
a NASCAR team.
Well, what is Tiger's? Does Tiger have another passion? I didn't know Michael Jordan had NASCAR as a passion.
I didn't either. He talked about that. He goes, well, it really started with he goes, my dad was the neighborhood mechanic. He was always working on, because he goes, I always had this passion for cars because I watched my dad do it. And he really didn't explain the NASCAR passion, but he said Denny Hamlin and him had been friends, and Denny said, hey, there was a report that came out and said Hamlin and Jordan are teaming up to form a NASCAR team. They said it was totally false. There was no truth to it. And Michael goes, if you want to do it, I'm in. And that's how it all started, because he wants to win.
Austin gives a very important variation on the playbook here. He says he won't even apologize. He'll play the victim over the prescription. You can run both of those plays, Austin. In fact, the really smart one is to run both of those plays, is to say, hey, I'm really sorry for my decisions that I made, but man, this stuff's got a grip on me. And it's true. He is an addict. Race to victimhood. The first one to claim they're the victim is the winner. And if Tiger can get up in front and say, I'm hurting, that will win people over.
Show me some grace.
Yeah, because people will go, I've been there, man. Or I know people that have been there. Good luck, Tiger. I am rooting for Tiger to get back. I also think it's okay to share funny memes and jokes about the fact that this is a recurring story, like a broken record. Get a freaking driver.
You can afford it. We promise you. Did you hear about the Shohei Ohtani collector's mug at Dodger Stadium?
So last year, let me make sure I got this right. Last year, the Dodgers sold a commemorative Shohei Ohtani mug, and if you bought it, you got free refills that day.
Well, they did it again this year.
But this year, when they printed the cups now say you get refills for the entire season.
Yeah, so it was $75 for the cup, and last year it was like $75 for the Shohei Ohtani cup and free refills that day. Fans went crazy. Well, they lowered the price to the Shohei Ohtani mug to $68.99. So now the Shohei Ohtani collector's mug is $68.99, and you get free refills for the rest of the season. Now, a pop at Chavez Ravine is $11. So depending on how many games you go to, it may not be a bad investment. If you're a season ticket holder, you get the mug. If you're a one-and-doneer, you're like, $68 for a pop. I don't think so.
Why $68.99? That's a weird number to come up with.
It is.
Anyway. Is that true? Are you seeing this?
I'm not going to say it because it's a rumor.
Unconfirmed rumor. Can I at least share this here? I'll put it up on the screen. Austin wrote in and said Ben Jacobson is going to Utah State. Huh.
I'm doing the Google machine right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's see what we can find here, because I had not.
There's nothing online.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That would be a weird move for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. That'd be. I would have hoped he would have.
Of all the.
Brett says Pete Thamel just put it out there.
Really?
Wow. That is a shocker. We love to trust our listeners, so I won't. Tyler even.
Okay, here's Pete. I'll read Pete Thamel's tweets right now. I've got a little bit.
All right,
sources: Utah State, Northern Iowa coach Ben Jacobson are finalizing a 5-year deal to make him the school's next head coach. Per me and Jeff Borzello, Jacobson won 397 games over 20 seasons at Northern Iowa, including 5 NCAA appearances. Utah State has reached the NCAA tournament in 6 of its last 7 seasons, in which the tournament was played with 4 different coaches leading teams there. Utah State is expected to have an NIL resources to make it competitive near the top of the Pac-12 next year. Wow.
Listen,
Wow.
I'll tell you that last line, Trav, does kind of change.
It does.
It does change it a little bit there, doesn't it? That sales pitch seems to make some sense. If you're able to go to Ben Jacobson at Cedar Falls, Iowa, and say, we're going to put you in a position to have one of the best NILs in the Pac-12. That's a better sales pitch than come to Utah State.
Yeah, because what is it now? And Rick Pitino said the other day, he goes, everybody's the same now.
Yeah.
They go, what do you mean? He goes, North Carolina and North Carolina State are the same. Because it's the same meaning, if you've got the money, you can be the same as anybody else. That is shocking to me. So, again, thanks for the guys who are on X during the show. It's
Good
hard
job,
for us
boys.
to be all
Thank
over
you.
that.
Thank you so much, guys.
Able to read the Pete Thamel. So this is a developing story. We'll follow it along as the day goes along. Probably talk a lot about it tomorrow. This bums me out. But you know what? 20 years at an institution in the Missouri Valley Conference is a long time.
Ton of
It
success.
is a long time.
That is a tip of the cap to Ben Jacobson. I even think just reading Tyler's reaction to this, he's kind of our resident UNI fan in the chat. It feels like that will be the overwhelming response to this is going to be, Ben, thank you so much for the time. Thanks for the success. Thanks for the hard work. You represented that university really, really well.
And if true, there should be no bad feelings. 20 years at a Missouri Valley Conference school is incredible. And the Utah State thing kind of surprised me when you throw the Pac-12 in there and the NIL money and you go, okay, if I don't move now, I never will. And probably going to make a lot more money salary-wise than he does at Northern Iowa as well. But I mean, it's a lot to walk away from relationships to everybody. I mean, everything.
Dude,
but I get it.
Guy has been through a lot with UNI and now sitting in a position where that league looks like a perennial one-bid league. That makes it really hard. Makes it really hard to stick around when you are a competitive guy that wants to compete at that top level. And Utah State gives you a much better opportunity to do that with just that last sentence.
Where do they get all their money? Mormons?
Utah State?
I mean, BYU's got a boatload of money. I think, Utah's now sold out to a private equity firm. Where are these Utah schools getting all this money? There a lot of money in Utah?
You must have nailed it.
Damn. But, maybe Mac comes back to Northern Iowa to finish it off. Retire to Creighton, go, you know what? I can do things simpler at Northern Iowa. Probably not going to happen.
And again, Dusty, you were right, by the way. Dusty said, is that where Spencer Petras went? Tyler said it was Utah Tech, but it was Utah State. And they are the Utah State Aggies. Is it farm money, Austin wonders? Is it all that potato dollars coming in from you? Oh, wait, that's Idaho. I don't know.
What a way to end the show. Thanks to everybody who's following on X who pointed that out. We were able to look at the Pete Thamel tweet and read that. But again, if you're just tuning in late, Utah State, reportedly, according to Pete Thamel and other sources, offering Ben Jacobson a 5-year contract as they move to the Pac-12. We'll talk more about this tomorrow if it actually comes to fruition. Hope everybody has a great Monday. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. If you see all our advertisers, frequent them. Go in there and say, hey, we heard about you on the Rush Radio Show. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Enjoy your Monday, everybody. Bye-bye.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
What's wrong? I hit a gnarly pothole on the way in. My steering feels off, harsh ride, nasty business.
Hitting a pothole can wreak havoc on your suspension.
Did you know for the month of March, if you bring your vehicle to Willis Cadillac, we'll give you 20% off a tire rotation, balance, and alignment.
What? Yeah, I know, James. We both work here.
We sure do, buddy.
And you can schedule online at williscadillac.com.
I know. What's going on?
Great savings. That's what's going on for me and you.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire, a front row tickets to every show-yonaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.